Hey, I'm Mike Myers, and this is the Songwriting for Guitar podcast, which is geared to support songwriters and producers to gain confidence and turn pro. I bring on industry experts to help you improve and monetize your skills, engage better in the writing process, and build healthy habits to create a sustainable career that you love. Caffeinated, inspirational, conversational. Hey friends, Mike Myers here with the Songwriting for Guitar podcast, episode number 99. Whoa, did I say 99? That must mean we're getting close to our 100th episode. But this episode, I'm going to talk about 5 ways to break through songwriter's block. Hey songwriters too, I gotta say on the front end of this, did you know that there's an amazing must-attend event happening very, very soon for all songwriters? That's right, myself and legendary publisher Judy Stakey are combining forces. That's right, Judy and I are combining forces to help songwriters get a head start on 2024. So what you need to do, just go to songwritingforguitar.com. You can join our Songwriting Survival Guide. Right now, you can get access to the first 2 modules. Plus, Judy and I are going to be doing some live Q&As as well that you may want to sign up for and be, because guess what? You know, if she's discovered people like Sheryl Crow, you may want to hear what she has to say. I would highly recommend it. So go to songwritingforguitar.com so you can sign up for it right now. Everything, too, is kicking off officially, October 27th. And remember, if you sign up right now, you're going to get instant access to the first 2 modules, Lyrical Pitfalls and Shredding the Guitar Rulebook. So just go to songwritingforguitar.com. Now, writer's block is a challenge that all songwriters face, from the beginner all the way to seasoned professionals. They face writer's block at some point. It's an inevitable part of the creative process. But the good news is there is a way out of this creative funk. So if you've ever found yourself staring at a blank page or a computer screen with that little blinking cursor, there's a reason they call it a cursor, too. You're wondering if you're doomed to an eternity of uninspiring moments. Do not worry. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It's perfectly normal to hit a wall. Many of the greatest songwriters have grappled with this same issue. The key is, what are you going to arm yourself with? Do you have a toolkit of strategies to ignite your inspiration and overcome this dreaded situation? Let's delve into some practical tips that can help you navigate and break through any dry spell that you're having so you can get those creative juices flowing. So these are 5 tips to break through any songwriter's block. So here we go. Tip number 1. This is a big one for me. Listen to different styles and genres. Like, don't get me wrong. I have my favorite styles, genres, and go-to artists, but sometimes we end up falling into the same traps, same patterns, and our creativity can grow super stale. We need to be an active listener to music outside of our norm and comfort zone. Now, I'm not saying you got to be a huge fan, that you got to buy a front row ticket, but we need to know how to find the gold in other styles and other artists. If we can find that gold there, we can find it in our own songs. We can move past it. And there was an article that I wrote a while ago for American Songwriter magazine, and it's still up. And it was called Active Listening for the Unconvinced, because no matter what happens, I am a huge proponent of listening to new things that are out of the comfort zone, because that's really where your toolbox of ideas just grows and grows. If you stay in the same place over and over, you really can't grow to new heights, new lengths. So it's always, I'm going to suggest listening to different styles, different genres out of your comfort zone, which will actually pull you to where you need to go. Number 2, co-writing and collaboration. Now, the great strength we have is ourselves and our own unique perspective. But the problem is often we have one specific way of looking at something. And this is what I think is great about co-writing. This is where you have somebody else that looks at something completely different. They come into the picture. And now you don't have to finish every idea. You can get someone else's perspective. You can actually bring your unfinished idea, and they're going to help complete it for you. And this is huge. If you are someone that struggles with finding, catchy melodies, hooky melodies, or coming up with something that's melodically memorable, well, pair yourself with someone that has that strength. If your strength is lyrics, stop looking at the lack of what you don't have and look at what you do have, and then pair yourself that has a complementary skill. When you find collaborators with complementary strengths, the inspiration is endless. Number 3, visuals, writing the picture. Now, for those of you that do know, and for those of you that don't, I do a ton of music licensing. I write for a ton of TV and film, and I love when they send scenes in advance. Like, this is the scene, we're looking for something that feels like this. I love when they do that. The musical vibe I can create can be derived by the emotional content, like the body language. Is it a car chase? The lighting's change, and periodically they do like different camera angles to show different points on screen. That to me is where it's like, I don't know, my sensories inside kind of light off and I get all these ideas, because there's something about asking that question, like, what does the sonic representation of what's happening sound like? I love those questions. So having picture is wonderful because it helps you paint a moment in your song. And that's what we're looking to do. Sometimes we're treating songs, as my friend and mentor Judy Stakey will say, is like a laundry list of like da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. We just list stuff. But the idea of painting a moment and making that a song is awesome. And I feel when we have visuals and picture, that helps us remind that. Songs are meant to capture a moment, a story, a feeling. You don't need to be writing for sync too to start practicing this. You could put on any show that is currently on TV and just put it on mute and see if you can capture that moment, not the whole show, but just that moment. Number 4, this is a big one for me, feedback. Honestly, nothing beats it. Sometimes we feel stuck purely because we're not sure what's working and what's not working. We're just kind of in our own heads, spinning ideas back and forth, thinking like, I don't know, I'm not good at this. And it's just this soundboard in our own head, which does nothing. It can be frustrating for many songwriters. And to me, that's where one-on-one mentorship is key. If you want to see rapid growth, rapid change, mentorship with someone that you meet weekly can be a game changer. If we can understand, connect with a pro that's been where we are and is where we want to be, that's invaluable. And keep in mind, there will be some feedback we might not want to hear. That is the purpose of feedback, is to hear the things that we may not want to hear. But a great mentor, a great guide will give you 2 things. They will give you one side, which is going to be, this is what's working for you right now, and here's what you need to improve on, and here's what needs to happen to make that improvement. That's what a good mentor does. You don't want to just go to someone that's going to pat you on the back. You want someone that's going to tell you what is working, and if it's not working, what are the steps to get to that next level. Now, the last one is a biggie for me. Number 5, journaling. Did you know the average person on a daily basis has 6,000 thoughts? 6,000 thoughts per day. So if we take that, so it's just 6,000 a day. So that's 42,000 a week, and then 2,190,000 a year. No wonder creatives' minds are so noisy. That is so much to process, especially if we're not journaling. When I have a client and, they wrestle with ideas, they're not sure, they're not sleeping well, they're constantly feel like they're overloaded, I encourage them to start journaling, because you need to get those thoughts and your feelings, those emotions, those experiences out of your head and onto paper. Because this to me is also a space where it's safe to dive deeper into who we are. Because if we're songwriters, we have to explore those areas. If we can't understand that, it really is hard to write great songs that connect with others, because if you're not spending time to connect with yourself, why would you think you're going to connect with others? These are just a few ways to push past the dry spells in your songwriting. The more techniques that I've suggested here and that you start applying, the less likely you're going to find yourself stuck in some of these creative ruts again and again. Achieving next level songwriting, I'll be honest, it's not an overnight transformation. It's a journey. It unfolds with dedication and a willingness. That's the key, a willingness to explore new tools to tackle creative challenges. By consistently employing these strategies and these things that I've suggested and staying open, that's the key too, staying open to inspiration from various sources, you will find yourself evolving as a songwriter and creating music that honestly resonates with more and more people. But it's still going to resonate with you. The bonus is it connects with others. And if you're serious about improving your songwriting, you'll start applying these right now. This is why Judy and I are offering the Songwriting Survival Immersive, because we want songwriters to not only embrace the process, but enjoy it, to hone their craft, watch their songwriting skills, advance new levels. As someone who has, when I met Judy and she helped me grow to heights in my songwriting that I didn't think were possible, this is why we're doing it, because we want to empower as many songwriters as possible so that when you look at 2024, you're not thinking of, what skills do I need to build? How do I start doing this? Like, you already have that. You're just applying it while everyone else is taking that time and being like, what do I need to do? So make sure you sign up. Remember, the link is in our description. Just go to songwritingforguitar.com so you can sign up, grab your ticket, because everything is kicking off Friday, October 27th. But right now we've got modules that you can watch. You can connect with others in our app. That's right, because it's an app. It's not a stupid Facebook group. It is an app that you can download, interact, amazing threads that you can start connecting, interacting with others. It's been a blast. At this point, as I'm recording it, we have over 400 songwriters already enrolled, and it is amazing. So, songwritingforguitar.com to save your space in the Songwriter Survival Immersive, which is happening with myself and legendary publisher Judy Stakey. And that does it for this week's episode. It was edited and produced by Chris Fafalius. I'm Mike Myers. Thanks for listening.